Internet. This is Ivy Tara Blair, and today we have a Q&A. Because nobody knows me yet. I had the intro video, but I bet everyone out there is just bursting with questions in the future when you're looking at my back catalog, so I thought I would answer some. Question 1. How old are you? Oh, 50 mumble. I like being in my 50s. 50s is an awesome decade for a woman, especially if you're a mom, because your kids are grown and you kind of feel like maybe you made it, and most importantly, you know who you are, which is great. And behold, my field of fucks. It is barren. Okay, I have a few fucks left. It's a little nerve-wracking to make YouTube videos, but that's kind of why I'm doing it. I kind of want the push, I want the challenge. Question 2. What do you do for a living, Ivy? Well, I am a professional audiobook narrator, which means I have a studio over yonder, about, 20 yards that way, a big black box with 2 really nice microphones hooked up to a really powerful computer, and I read books and I enact every single character, and it is so much fun, you guys. It is so fun. Whenever I start a new book, I'm like, oh God, new book, I have to prep all the text and I have to get ready, and then I sit down in front of the microphones and I go, oh, that's why I do this. It is so fun. I have such a good time. Question 3. Do you have any pets? I mean, come on, it's a generic question, but yeah, pets. Pets are cute and furry and fun, and amazingly, there are none in here right now. Usually I've got at least 2 cats and a dog. They all left before I shut the door, which is great because it's much quieter in here. I have a 3-year-old border collie, and we have 3, count them, 1, 2, 3 tortoiseshell cats, who are 5, 2, and 1, and we have a beautiful mackerel tabby who's about 4 years old now. And they're all super snuggly and lovey, and we love them to death, and the whole family talks baby talk to them all the time. We're just a complete bunch of goofballs. When we're not being nerds, we're being complete goobers around our pets. Question 4. Okay, something interesting. What is your most important pursuit? You know, that's not like a life thing, like raising kids and stuff. I am not only an audiobook narrator, I also am audio producing and acting in and the audio engineer for a really intricate radio play type podcast. The first 5 episodes of which are out. Oh my God, we just released last week. Link in the description. Oh yeah, it's amazing. I'm not even going to tell you what it's about. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but it's fully soundscaped, music and sound effects and actors, and my main collaborator is my best friend in the world. She is an extraordinary writer. She's really, really gifted. Her novels will be forthcoming, but right now, the podcast. And she is also the director, and we've been working together for many years. So this is the first big project we've done that we're actually putting out into the world. And boy, we are super excited for it. The podcast! It sets me on fire. I love it so much. I can sit and edit for like 6 straight hours at a time. It's great. Question 5. What's your favorite color? Green. Green. But I'm a photographer, so I'm like super picky about color. Green that has blue in it? No, that's not green. Do not give me your Kelly greens or your forest greens. I want green that's way over into yellow. I want moss green and sage green. Question 6. Ivy, what do you do to relax? Well, you know, aside from spending hours and hours and hours editing audio, which is truly, truly relaxing and wonderful for me, I go on long hikes with my dog, Wish. We hike in the Rocky Mountains. There are trails all around town, and even with a chronic illness, I can amble up a trail and just breathe fresh air and crunch through snow with Wish running pell-mell up and down and all around. She's a 3-year-old, but she's still a border collie, so she's all around everything. She is the most joyful creature when she's out running around, and that makes me joyful too. Question 7. List a set of identifiers about yourself. I mean, that sounds kind of vague, but okay, I get the point. mother, spouse, chronically ill. I have a genetic defect autoimmune condition kind of thing called EDS, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And that gives you like chronic fatigue and food allergies and yada yada. Illness is boring, okay? Next, I am also a photographer, which is how I ended up doing this YouTube thing. I guess I wanted the challenge of doing video, so that's been really fun so far. I'm a cancer survivor. I had breast cancer 3 years ago and a bilateral mastectomy, and it was really intense. And here I am three years later, and seriously, getting COVID was way worse than my particular experience of cancer. I didn't need radiation, I didn't need chemotherapy, surgery was completely successful. But yeah, it has kind of woven itself into part of my identity. So that's another identifier I would put out there. Question 8. What? You're a photographer? Can we see some of your photos? Sure. Boom. Question 9. What's your favorite food? Oh, come on. I'm a woman. My favorite food is chocolate. All right, that's a horrible stereotype, but it is completely true. However, the cheaper and the grosser the chocolate, the better. I mean, somehow chocolate just speaks to my childhood, you know? Give me a Hersheys. How many of you are old enough to remember Hersheys here? Real milk chocolate, I love that Hershey bar. Seriously. I should find, someone has to have put that commercial up on YouTube, and I'll link to it because it's just such a classic piece of 70s appeal to American patriotism through chocolate. Very strange. Question 10. Okay, favorite food, chocolate, least favorite food. Insects of the sea. No. Do not give me your lobsters or your crabs or your shrimp. I'm not sure why that's a shrimp. Ew, no. I'm really not into things that come from the ocean in general, but the stuff with shells is just bleh, bleh. The one exception I will make in the shelled ocean category is Totten Inlet mussels. Those are from a little teeny tiny inlet in the Puget Sound down near Olympia. And it's tiny. It's a very small population of mussels, and they collect them and they put them in a bucket with a bunch of cornmeal in the bottom so that they eat the cornmeal and, you know, poop out all the sandy grit for a day, and then steam and serve with butter. And oh my God, they're so good. So they don't have that gross sea thing, which is ridiculous because I literally grew up as a military kid. I lived only at sea level until I moved to the Rockies a few years ago. And yet, no, gross seafood. Forget it. Ick, ick, ick. And bonus round, question 11. Why am I doing the Part-Time YouTubers Academy? I don't know, man. I've just been super into YouTube ever since I first came across Crash Course and the Vlogbrothers years ago. And I always knew I wanted to do it. And I knew I had the skill set mostly. I had the audio, I had the photography, I just had to make the photography move. So I'm learning. I'm having a really good time, and I want to thank Ali Abdaal and the entire Part-Time YouTubers Academy crew, because this has been the most amazing, information-dense learning experience I have ever had. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have enjoyed learning a little bit more about Ivy Tara Blair, and I will see you with the next video next week. Bye, Internet. Okay, I gotta look at the camera.